Attention Deficit Hyperactivity Disorder, ADHD, has become an excruciating problem for the young generation and also their educators, and this over the last decades. And while the pharma industry and psychologists struggle to find solutions, more and more people are finding the answers in plain sight. It is hard to believe, but ADHD is one of the most frequently diagnosed disorders in young children and teenagers. Millions of children in the world are reported to be treated for ADHD. Some schools even signal that as high as 30% of their students are suffering from this illness. And the numbers are increasing daily. 6.4 million diagnosed in 2011-2012, alone in the United States. What is alarming, children are diagnosed with ADHD already at the age of 6. It is the young ones until age 12 who are the most touched. The symptoms usually include inattention, impulsivity, hyperactivity. Although not always the case, numerous children may also have signs of other problems, such as depression, anxiety, sleep problems, and others. According to the American Academy of Pediatrics, AAP, and the CDC, the first line of treatment recommended should be behavior therapy. However, most of the children diagnosed with ADHD are being treated by medication only. It is a sad state of affairs on multiple fronts. Firstly, because misdiagnosis is common, which means that many children may be taking medications unnecessarily. Secondly, because ADHD drugs can be extremely dangerous. The common treatment are methylphenidates, such as the drug Ritalin, or certain amphetamines, such as the drug Dexedrine. In some patients, drug treatments result in disruptions in sleep and appetite and increase in apathy and depression, which significantly affect physiological, cognitive, and behavioral functioning. This is from the Mind and Brain Journal of Psychiatry in 2011. Side effects can also cause increased heart rate, addiction, nervousness, including agitation, anxiety, irritability, headaches, stomach aches, nausea, dizziness, heart palpitations, slowing of growth, and even seizures. The effectiveness of these drugs is questionable, but the risks can be very high, which is why alternative treatment options are urgently needed. Aromatherapy here is a pleasant and profound alternative. Fortunately, our natural allies, the essential oils, can be used as a very effective alternative and non-harmful treatment for ADHD. This includes physiological and psychological applications, mainly via transdermal absorption, inhalation, and olfaction, with their specific effects on the limbic system. Also, oral intake is possible with a number of chosen essential oil. As to the transdermal absorption, we can say the skin is an important route for the application of essential oils. A common way to apply essential oils to the skin is through massage, where the essential oil of choice is diluted with a carrier oil. Some essential oils can also be applied undiluted. Most essential oils constituents are able to cross the skin barrier to the brain through the epidermis or reach the dermis, from where they can enter the bloodstream. The small molecules of essential oils can penetrate our body also easily through inhalation via the respiratory tract, from where they are transported into the bloodstream. They easily pass the blood-brain barrier without being broken down by the liver. Absorption can also take place just by smelling. Our nose being located close to the brain, there is an immediate impact of olfaction on our brain cells, making it possible for certain essential oils to directly influence the production of endorphins and noradrenaline. This can play a vital role in social interaction, emotional responses, learning, and memory. In the case of ADHD, brainwave patterns of the young patients showed the dominance of theta waves, which means that the brain is in a kind of sleep or daydreaming. With the use of certain essential oils, it has been observed that these waves can change into beta waves, which are normally produced in a state of wakeful alertness during the performance of a task. Dr. Terry S. Friedman, a physician who believes in treating the body, mind, and spirit as one, demonstrated that essential oils are highly beneficial for children with ADHD. He first measured the brainwaves of children with ADHD who produced a higher amount of theta waves compared to beta waves, indicating lack of focus on the tasks at hand. The essential oils chosen for the case study were lavender, vetiver, and cedarwood. A group of children with ADHD were split into 3 groups. 6 subjects were given cedarwood oil, chosen because of its high concentration of a special group of biochemical compounds called sesquiterpenes, which are known to improve oxygenation of the brain cells. 6 other children were given vetiver oil, whose action calms and balances the nervous system and at the same time stimulates the circulatory system. And finally, 6 children were given lavender oil, known for its sedating quality and at the same time for being able to stimulate the limbic region of our brain. The subjects were asked to inhale the oil 3 times a day. The essential oil was inhaled daily for a period of 30 days. At the end of 30 days, the subjects had their beta-theta ratios recorded again. The results revealed that the essential oils of vetiver increased beta waves by 30%, improved the brain activity, and reduced the symptoms of ADHD. Similar results were found with the essential oil of cedarwood. The lavender group showed no signs of increased beta waves, but was noted for its relaxing and sedative responses. The children treated by this process showed improvements not only in their brainwave patterns, but also in their behavior and results at school. In addition to these results, Dr. Friedman also received a number of letters from the parents of the children with ADHD, stating that their behavior had improved at home considerably. Regarding lavender oil again, studies that were done for Osadi at the University of Tokyo a while ago showed that lavender oil also increased alpha waves, showing its capacity to enhance a state of restful alertness. Let's look at a few essential oils specially indicated for ADHD treatment. Rosemary here. Rosemary has been linked to cognition and memory for many hundreds of years. Students wore crowns of rosemary in ancient Greece to improve their mental performance when taking exams. The Tudors in England in the 16th century believed that rosemary had powers to enhance memory. In Shakespeare's Hamlet, Ophelia says to Hamlet, "There's rosemary, that's for remembrance." Researchers at Northumbria University found that by simply being in a rosemary-scented room, one could significantly improve their memory. This is particularly owed to the fact there are so-called oxide and also monoterpene compounds in rosemary oil, which seem to refresh our brain activity. One of these compounds is the so-called 1.8 cineol, or eucalyptol, which may act in the same way as the drugs licensed to treat dementia, causing an increase in a neurotransmitter called acetylcholine. This is from BBC News in 2015. Therefore, rosemary could be a good choice of oil to stimulate focus and a good ally for intellectual work for any child or adult with symptoms of ADHD. Then, for example, peppermint oil. Like rosemary oil, peppermint oil has shown to improve memory and cognitive function. In a study published by the International Journal of Neuroscience, peppermint oil was found to enhance memory, producing a significant improvement in overall quality of memory, increase alertness, enhance performance on a range of physical exercise tasks, proving to have stimulating effects also. This is from the International Journal of Neuroscience in 2008. Another study published in the Avicenna Journal of Phytomedicine explored the effects of peppermint essential oil on exercise performance. The results revealed significant improvement when the subjects had been exposed to the oil. The results support the theory of the stimulating effect of peppermint on the brain. Or the ylang-ylang oil here. Ylang-ylang, known for its hypotensive and skin healing benefits, has also been proved to increase calmness. Research published in the International Journal of Neuroscience supported this, demonstrating an increase in calmness in subjects who were exposed to the essential oil in a controlled environment. And then again, lavender. Lavender, like ylang-ylang, is a good oil to use for its calming effects. As well as aiding relaxation, studies show it can also help our cognitive abilities. In 1999, University of Miami study, 3 minutes of aromatherapy were administered to 40 healthy adults. They found that subjects exposed to the aroma of lavender oil were not only less depressed, but also scored higher on mathematical tests, performing faster and more accurately. The subjects also experienced lower anxiety levels. And then here, for example, cilantro oil. This is the oil from the coriander leaf. The Faculty of Pharmacy at the University of Medicine and Pharmacy in Romania performed a study whereby subjects inhaled coriander leaf oil. Their results suggested that multiple exposures to this oil can be useful as a means to counteract anxiety, depression, and oxidative stress. Evidently, this oil could prove useful in alleviating some of the emotional symptoms of ADHD. Particularly in the case of children and teenagers whose brains are still developing, nature's medicine is a safer and more respectful choice which can help the young generation to deal with ADHD. Aromatherapy brings that help in a very peaceful way, without causing any negative side effects. Through the richness of the aromatic molecules concentrated in these healing liquid jewels, aromatherapy can help to bring healing in many different forms. And here's some testimonials and experiences. Here one on ylang-ylang. I purchased ylang-ylang in hope of increasing the focus and calmness of my students. Individually, these students were wonderful. As a class, they were much like a match and oil. After 2 weeks, I started to notice that our lesson length was increasing from 20 minutes to 45 minutes. After purchasing a new jar, my class returned to their focused and calm state. I also received comments on how fresh my classroom smells. Last June, I purchased jars of ylang-ylang for my partner teachers, so we all could share in the peace of fresh-smelling rooms full of focused students. And that experience, ylang-ylang has changed the whole atmosphere of my classroom, from chaos to comfort. It generates calm, productive activity where there was once indifference and disrespect. And another one here. My son is 5 and under assessment for SPD and ADHD since 2 years now. He is a complete firecracker. I recently purchased a vetiver sample and mixed it with aloe vera gel. He loves it, even with a strong smell, and happily puts a drop on his big toes and at the back of his neck. The difference is almost immediate. I can see him calming down and can tell when it's wearing off too. We only do morning and night. It helps him sleep. That was unexpected. I'm going to try lavender, frankincense and ylang-ylang mix with the vetiver and see if the results change. But as of now, I'm ecstatic. It's lovely to see the boy under the behaviors at last. And here one on rosemary. I have been using a rosemary blend in a nasal inhaler for the past 4 months to help improve my short-term memory. I can honestly say it has helped to improve my ability to concentrate, to focus on the task at hand, and remember tasks that need doing in the future. It is especially helpful to me when I haven't been able to get a good restful night's sleep, which also decreases my ability to concentrate. Another healthy way of treating ADHD naturally is meditation. Various research studies have been carried out to observe the effects, for example, of transcendental meditation, TM, on ADHD. Some of these include improvement in attention, improvement in behavioral regulation, improvement in emotional control, improvement in memory, improvement in organizational skills, reduction in stress and anxiety. The TM technique allows the mind to easily settle inward through quieter levels of thought until one experiences the most silent and peaceful level of one's own awareness, pure consciousness. This is known as automatic self-transcending. A study published in the Mind and Brain Journal of Psychiatry investigated the effects of TM on task performance and brain functioning in children with ADHD, aged between 11 and 14 years. The study found that all students significantly improved on their ADHD symptoms over the 6 months of the study. The practice of the TM technique resulted in significant decreases in theta-beta wave ratios, significant increases in theta coherence, and trends for increases in beta coherence during the task. These brain measures were supported by significant increases in so-called letter fluency and significant increases in positive behavior reported by the parents. Last not least to mention the striking experiences with thousands of kids and young adolescents in the over 50 rehabilitation centers of the Catholic priest Padre Gabriel Mejia in Colombia, the so-called Hogares Claret centers, showing amazing results in overall performances and behavioral patterns via transcendental meditation. Arius in Germany, with its Oshali brand, has started recently to introduce aromatherapy into these centers in Colombia with very convincing results, in collaboration with the beautiful team of Carla Vescovi and her aromatherapy school in Campinas in Brazil. Let's conclude. It is clear, aromatherapy and meditation could help alleviate the symptoms of ADHD in a much safer, more peaceful, and more harmonious way than the chemical drugs that are currently being prescribed to young children and adolescents. Our modern time puts immense challenges of stress on the souls of the young generation. The general noise and excitation levels, together with the hectic lifestyle altogether, are already not easy to cope with for adults. What to say about the responses of a developing nervous system of kids and adolescents? If we add the problem of our dietary habits with food often depleted of basic nutritional values, together with the high levels of overstimulation all day long, the air pollution, etc., it is no wonder that many sensitive children, overexposed to too many challenges at once, may not cope with these and develop ADHD symptoms. It is simply clear that the human psychophysiological system, especially when still very young, is not made for the modern, highly stressful lifestyle. What is also clear is that we have lost our connection with nature, meaning also our connection with our own nature, our own roots. We are neglecting the most essential elements which bestow peace and tranquility to the nervous system, the inner transcendence, and the connection with the healing hand of nature. Both go hand in hand. Aromatherapy, with its amazing liquid jewels, the essential oils, and meditation, both together, are most wonderful tools to help our young generation and ourselves as well in its struggle through the often seemingly dead ends of existence. They are powerful tools to help create an uprising of trust, creativity, and in the final end, open our eyes to the secrets of true human evolution. Rediscovering this, our modern world can go beyond its own despair, its own distress, resulting from our lack of spiritual understanding. Otherwise, we are just turning around in a carousel way and delaying the imminent need for transformation and true awakening of collective consciousness. Essential oils and other natural approaches, as we have seen, can bring our children back to that realm inside ourselves, which is the birthright of every human being on earth. A happy and creative existence, where life's challenges are shouldered with ease and optimism, and where the joy of inner and outer growth can express itself endlessly.